What's up, everybody? It's Tuesday. It is TransWorld Tuesday, and you are watching TransWorld Live. Thank you so much for being here with us as we get ready for the show of our lifetimes. Of course, this is MHC week, and we have so much to decompress and to talk about and to finally get ready as everyone is making their final travel plans. Sean, welcome. It wouldn't be TransWorld Tuesday without you. So happy that you're here. Love that. As people are logging in right now, we love that you're here. Thank you so much. Of course, your one-stop shop for all the TransWorld and industry news. We're going to feature vendors, creators, haunted attractions, behind the scenes. You know why you're here, because you're here every week. We love that you're here. Thanks, guys. So excited. Thank you so much for being here all the way from Canada. We love you guys. House of Doom, Karen Murphy, Anna, Cobwebs. We love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Of course, let us know. We love that you're watching, but we can't see you unless you chat. So if you just put in a little chat and just say hi, we'll say hi back. Hi, August. Hi, Nadine. Hi, Rob. Oh, Skull Crane. What's going on? Oh, it's great. It's great. Glenn, how are you? All of our friends, we can't wait to see you in just a few days. So please let us know you're here. We've got, of course, some birthdays to celebrate. Got to bring those out. Chris Roosh, Ernest Corder, and Dusty Morton all celebrated their birthdays yesterday. So a big TransWorld Live happy birthday to them. Katana Phillips celebrating her birthday today. So happy birthday to her. Devin Ray and Andrew Santiago, they're going to be celebrating this weekend, Saturday, during MHC. And we thought it was very appropriate, since MHC is happening on Sunday, that we have announced that Angie Olson, Cass Martinez, and Jared Bilsack are going to be celebrating on Sunday during MHC. So when you see these people, wish them a very happy birthday. And of course, this is our final show before the big dance. Yes, don't want to scare you. 2 days away from Thursday, June 6th. That's when the tours start. We have all the pre-convention bus tours on Thursday. We have our trip to Hell's Gate on Friday night, as well as that beautiful luncheon for Haunters Against Hate. And then the trade show floor opens on Saturday and Sunday, full of festivals and events, a sold-out floor, and a beautiful stage that has all kinds of stuff buzzing and going. It's going to keep you on the floor during all hours of the day. Of course, the dates this weekend, June 6th to the 9th, the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center. If you're watching that weather, knock on wood, we got some good stuff coming. So it looks like during the day, maybe going to get some mid-70s and only about high 50s at night. So it's going to be beautiful weather. Make sure, if you are looking for any daily events, any updates, anything with seminars, make sure that you bookmark MidwestHauntersCon.com. We have a beautiful daily events page that even us as staff refer to all the time to make sure that we know what's going on. Now, we always want to break all kinds of good news for you, and we've got some breaking news for you today. Of course, August is here with us, and we love that he is here every week. And of course, we are going to be celebrating the life of our very dear friend Pandora Rose on Saturday night, right after the convention floor closes. And for the first time, I don't even think it's online quite yet, we do have the schedule for the event. Now, what's really special about this celebration of life is that it is open to everybody. We want you to be at MHC. We hope you're at MHC. But if you can't make it, if you have to work, whatever reason you can't be there during the trade show floor, but you want to attend the celebration of life, on behalf of Jen, Rich, and all of us at TransWorld, we are going to make sure that this celebration of life is open to everybody, regardless if you are registered for MHC. It is a completely free event. We want you to be there. We're going to have a memory book on site for those that would like to share some memories, or maybe put a photo. Please, of course, bring copies of anything because you're not going to be able to get those back. That's going to go to August and his family. We love them, and that's going to be a memento that they're going to treasure for years. We will have concessions and a bar because some people grieve in different ways. So we'll have some different type of beverages that you can purchase throughout the celebration of life. Just a real quick review. Again, some breaking news here. 5:30 to 6. We're going to use that as kind of a welcoming. Guests are going to arrive, and a special wristband will be given at the entrance of the floor. So for anybody that's just attending this particular event. Our host, August, will kick things off right at 6 o'clock, and we'll start our celebration of life. And for those that are coming out of town, all times are the central time zone. So if you have to adjust your clock a little bit, please do. Between 6 and 7:15, so about an hour and 15 minutes, guests are welcome to take the stage, share some memories. We'll have a microphone, we'll have some slideshows there, and they'll be able to talk and kind of share those special moments that Pandora made for each of us, and just what she meant in our lives. And from 7:15 to 7:30, we'll wind down. August and his family will then share their final memories and close us out. So this is definitely something that we want you to be a part of. Celebrate everything that Pandora did for us as individuals, us as an industry, and of course, all of us as an extended family, haunters helping haunters. So that are the details. Those everything. If you didn't catch it, those, or you didn't write them down, don't worry. We'll have them on the website, and you'll be able to refer to them on Saturday. Now, if you're a haunted attraction and you're looking, or maybe you just want to be a part of some of the stage floor activities and have a little bit of fun, we are in need of some additional relay teams. Of course, what better way to celebrate MHC than to have a little bit of fun right on the floor, celebrating, doing wacky stuff, throwing balloons around, acting a fool, because that's what we do. Of course, we're entertainers. Our opportunity to have a little bit of fun. So on Saturday, there's a relay race on Saturday. There's a relay on Sunday. On Saturday, we're calling it our big cup race. You gotta play some games with some red solo cups and balloons. You're gonna be catching. You're gonna be building a tower. You're gonna be playing some flippy cup. All kind of having some fun. Sunday, you're gonna practice your best limbo skills. Of course, our classic mummy rap. We've got our ping pong ball carry and our brand new event that we debuted at East Coast Haunters Convention, the Centipede Balloon Walk. Quite fun and so much fun. So come hang out, be a participant in all of that fun stuff. You can sign up right now at MidwestHauntersCon.com. Robert will put the link into the chat, and just go under daily events. And if you search for relay, you'll find it and be able to sign up. There is, Anne-Marie would definitely want me to remind you that there are 2 separate entries, one for Saturday, one for Sunday. So if you want to join, grab a few of your haunt friends. Let's have some fun. Again, make sure you check the website for seminars, the itinerary for Thursday's pre-show bus tour, Friday's tour to Hell's Gate, Saturday, the MHC costume party, of course, the Saturday night TransWorld Live after party. We definitely want you there. Check out all of the little things there. If you haven't signed up, for whatever reason, maybe you're waiting for payday or waiting to see how the weather is, regardless, we can tell you, there's only a few spots available, but they are available. So don't delay. Don't wait till you register on site. Get those now. We love you. Well, thanks for being here. We've got 3 amazing guests that have a lot of information about what we are looking for this weekend and what we can expect. And first out of the gate, we are so excited all the way from North Carolina to have join us from the Woods of Terror. Please join us in welcoming Mr. Ryan Visingard.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
First off, Chris, great to have you back, man. Really, it's great to have you back. It's not the same without you, buddy.
Oh, I am honored. I am honored. I missed those few weeks being out, and thank you, because it means the world to hear that. I missed all of you.
So yeah, man, I'm pretty excited. MHC is awesome. It's that last hoorah before we all get started with our
Yes.
seasons.
Yes, yes, and it's fun to hear when everybody's getting ready to really join in this family reunion. I know coming from North Carolina, when are you guys leaving your contingent?
So there's a couple different. So one of our groups is leaving tonight. I believe they're actually going to be at Disturbia. Two of our people will be scaring people at
Oh,
Disturbia on the
yeah.
floor. And
Very
then I
nice.
believe Peggy and Eddie are leaving Thursday or Friday, or I think Thursday. They're flying out. And then I leave tomorrow at 6 in the morning with a friend of mine, Jack, and we
Okay.
drive to 10 hours. So that's
Holy
our itinerary so far.
10 hours. Oh my gosh. And you know what? I'm sorry. Like we joke here, like there's got to be some great truck stops along the way for a
Oh
little bit
yeah,
of
it's always
rest.
an adventure.
Are you a Bucky's guy? Are you a Sheets guy? Like, or do you have a different place that?
I like Sheets. I'm down
Okay.
with the Sheets milkshakes.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Bucky's is
yeah.
all right. Bucky's is almost overwhelming for me because it's a
It
giant.
is.
It's like a Kmart of all gas stores. So
Yes,
I get
yes.
overloaded. I go straight in and I usually get one of their barbecue sandwiches and then I'm like, I don't want to even look around. There's just too much going on.
I had no clue, honestly, not to make this about Bucky's, but I had no clue what I was walking into. And we went to go see one after we saw Alan's place, and holy cow. Yeah.
It's definitely you got to make a stop though. You got to stop. You got to take a picture with Bucky and make sure that's on your list.
Oh, yes, 100%. Well, it's amazing when we have people that are so talented from all corners of the country. Obviously, we've got folks from literally coast to coast that are coming, including yourself. And we feel very lucky because not only do we get you in attendance and get to hobnob and like Shannon, Shannon's really excited and it's great to see Holly so excited. People want to catch up with you, but you're also going to be sharing some of your knowledge on Saturday in a class you're teaching called scenic painting.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. So basically, with this class, I've put together a packet for everybody to kind of give the technical aspect, and then of course I'll be showing slides of all the work that all the work I've done, and then I'm kind of my big thing is like I'm a little bit different in the fact that I kind of go into a blank space. I like to look around and see what the actual haunt has as far as materials and I try to use what's around me and incorporate that into what we're doing so that we can keep costs down. And so I'm kind of like the junk guy, but I love to incorporate things that we already have so that we can basically say, hey, look, we used all our in-house materials. And so I'm going to go ahead and do a crash course with everybody on kind of my madness and how I actually come up with some of the scenes that I've come up with.
Oh, what an awesome way! Like I kind of view it like getting to see the Wizard of Oz, like getting to see the behind that madness. And I mean, these pictures. Can you walk us through real quick? I mean, these we got a chance to see some of these pre-show, and I mean, it just jaw drops, jaw drops.
So right here, basically, he's had Eddie McLaurin.
We love
Um,
them, love Peggy too, and
He's
safe
he
travels,
had
guys.
what they call the vampire house. He had it for about 17 years, and he wanted to do something really different. And he said, "Hey, can we come up with a way to do Stranger Things, but do it our way?"
Okay.
And I was like, "Okay, well, let me sit back and kind of think about this." And so this is the beginning stages of the Stranger Things house. He basically created the Creel house, which is Vecna's house.
Yeah.
He did the whole front of the house is actually a replica of the actual house. And
Okay.
then when you go inside, the upside down is starting to invade. And so inside, I basically did a revamp. And to make it ours and to pull it away from the show, we decided to make the audience kind of 11 so that the
Oh.
people that you're encountering inside, it's your fault. It's all your fault, 11. And then inside, to make it really different and kick off, we decided to do all black light. I was like, it's 80s. Let's do something retro. Let's bring back the black light stuff and do it in a completely different way. And so that's kind of what I was doing here is I was trying to recreate the upside down, but do it in a way where we could say, hey, we're not copying the show per se. We're
Sure.
inspired by the show and we're trying to do our own style with it. So making it black light attraction where you can wear your glasses and everything's popping out at you, we felt was like right in the same realm because it's supposed to be based in the 80s. And I was like, what better way to do something cool and different than incorporate blacklight, which was a big deal in the 80s. So
It's just brilliant. And you're getting a ton of love in the chat. Hopefully you're seeing that too. Lots of
I
great
appreciate
comments.
it. Everybody's awesome.
Oh,
The support team that I've had here has been awesome. I've had a couple different helpers, Molly, Callie, so it's been really great working here. I've really enjoyed the freedom that Eddie has kind of let me have to kind of just explore the space. He gives me a basic outline of what he wants, where he wants his scares, how he wants it to be represented. And then he lets me kind of go crazy with what I want to do. So it's really nice to have that freedom, especially. You can see here, this is the church. This is one of my favorite scenes. I was inspired by the Haunted Mansion. And I knew that we weren't going to do like a giant haunted mansion per se. So I wanted to incorporate that kind of feel into our church that goes through a mortuary, and then it empties out into our new graveyard, which we've been working on immensely. It's a big attraction now. So
wow.
These are some of the techniques that I'll probably be showing in the class. Basically how to peel your walls, how to make it decayed looking. And a big thing with this particular attraction was the color scheme, because we knew that we wanted it to feel like a funeral parlor and a church. So when you go to create these kind of scenes, you really want to dig into the color palette. And so that's was the biggest research thing, was like, okay, what exactly will, look as good as you want it with the candlelight and et cetera. So
love it. And obviously, even when you don't have the stage lighting on, when you just have like normal lights, it still is unbelievable detail.
I mean, like I said, I've been doing it for quite some time, and the church was interesting in the fact that, like, what I love about working here is that Eddie's been collecting antiques. He's an antique dealer on the side. I don't know if he wants anyone to know that, but
breaking news.
He's got lots of stuff hidden everywhere. And so a lot of the props that you see in there, he already had. And it was almost serendipitous in the way that, like, it all came together, because it was like he had all this stuff. He didn't know what he wanted to do with it. And then when we put the whole attraction together, it was like, well, this was why you had it stored away for so many years, is because it was supposed to be in this attraction. So it was really cool how it all came together.
It's amazing how you can repurpose and reutilize things that were not their original intention, and you just put them through and they make this beautiful masterpiece.
I mean, like I said, a lot of the training that, I looked at a lot of the greats, and you look at films like Aliens and Alien, and I look at a lot of that set design, and, they take an ice cube tray and they repaint it, they stick it on a box and then put a couple wires in it, and all of a sudden you've got some kind of futuristic device. So that's kind of where the old school knocks, finding stuff, repurposing it, repainting it, and creating something new with it.
I could not. It's such an important piece of making that haunt magic. And one of the questions that came up into the chat, and I think I know the answer, is your class isn't just for those that are pro or big level haunts. Like anybody that does any sort of scenic painting or decorating. So from do-it-yourselfers, from home haunters, or even if you're an artistic director for like a community theater group, this class could benefit you, right?
Yeah, for me, believe it or not, back in the day, it's pretty much what I was. I was a home haunter. Basically, we did modular haunts, which is kind of the same thing, tear down, set up.
Sure.
So I prefer a lot. Like, I get intimidated by the pros, when they come into the class, I'm like, oh crap, here comes Alan, and he's trying to hide in the back with a piece of sheet over his face. But I mean, it's an honor to be in front of those guys, but I prefer the lower dog. My big thing right now is, like, I never had someone to motivate me and push me and say, hey, think of it this way or try it that way. And so with all these young people, I love doing the classes because I get to inspire some of them and get them motivated and say, hey man, like, anybody can do it. 5 years, no one knew my name. And now all of a sudden everybody's like, hey, Ryan. And it's like, it's magic. And so inspiring those younger artists and pushing them out there, especially home haunters, come to the class, come check it out, because I tell you, all the techniques that I use and I do, you can do. It's nothing hard. And a lot of times I'm using materials that people already have. Old paint. How do I texturize?
Yeah.
Cheap ways of doing stuff, but also putting your own edge on it and making it something that pops out.
I think with any discipline, people are always nervous, or maybe a little scared to take that first step. And in anything, a lot of people say that first step is the hardest. Once you take that step, and I don't think there are many people, and Ryan would 100% be included in this group, that will help guide you on that first step and get you really involved to the point where, like, your hands are going to be dirty in this class, where you can't put it down. Like, you're just going to obsess over it.
Oh, it's like with me, it's compulsive. So,
Yep.
once you get into a project, you're enjoying it, you've got people backing you, you just want to go crazy. And so that's really what I'm trying to do, is like, hey guys, look, you have to try, you have to get out there and experiment. You have to try different materials. If you don't do that, you're never going to succeed. So it's all about trying to get out there and just, hey man, check it out. Look what we're trying to do. And here's some cool techniques that maybe they'll help you.
I love it. I love it. Well, I know that Peggy and Eddie are here too, and Erica, which we're so happy. But we also know that Woods of Terror is going to have a space on the sold out MHC show floor. Anything you might be able to spoil or hint to our audience?
Okay, so we scaled back a little bit. We scaled the booth back just a little. We'll have a lot of the same things that we've always had, but I believe you need to keep your eyes out for a little creature called Roscoe. They've been working really hard, and he's a little pumpkin creature. It's something new that Eddie has come up with, and I think you guys need to come by the booth and check out Roscoe. He's a cool addition to our haunt family here. So that's one of the secrets that I know of.
I am taking notes for Nicole, because she would be doing that right now.
You got to come see Roscoe.
And
we're going to be bringing some of the blacklight paint. I've been really hyping up the blacklight paint. It's some of the, not just because I'm working here. We have a gentleman, Nate, who has come up with these paints, and they're some of the best blacklight paints I've ever used. And I'm not just saying that. I actually really believe in them. You can see some of my work online that I've been using the blacklight paints with. You can do it in 1 to 2 coats. It's just amazing paint. So I know that they're bringing some of their blacklight paint. So if people are looking for that kind of thing, come by the booth and check it out.
Love it. Love it. Well, you get to see the whole group. Booth number 3040. Of course, you guys are woodsofterror.com. Ryan, besides teaching, besides having the booth, besides seeing all these people that you've made connections, and now we have this huge family, what else are you looking forward to at MHC this year?
Like everyone said, I think for me, it's a little bit different. I think TransWorld's my kick in the ass, if you will, to get stuff in gear, to get the stuff that we need to come up with the ideas and the plans for the different attractions. ECHC was amazing. It was something new. But with MHC, for me, it's really all about reconnecting with all the haunters and actors that I've made connections with over the last couple of years. It's like it's the last hoorah before we all go off to our little houses and our little homes and start working on our projects. And so for me, that's what it's all about. Like, I really love going there and just getting to see a lot of the different creators, what they're coming up with, what kind of attractions they might be working on, and just reconnecting. For me, this has been a wild ride the last 6 years. I see a lot of young creators coming into our business, and it's just an honor because you can feel the energy, you can feel the positivity, and that's what I like to go and consume when I'm at MHC. I love to consume that positive energy and just, all right, it's time to re-energize me, because we're here working all the time, and of course it gets repetitive and you get tired, but they recharge me. So it's like, that's what it's all about.
Love this. Love this. Well, I know you've got a 10-hour journey, and I know you've got some last-minute stuff to do. Can we ask one more personal question?
Go for it.
What's your favorite Halloween movie, or what motivates you when you are getting ready to create something new? Do you sit down and refocus? What do you watch? What gets you moving?
For me, believe it or not, it's music. So if I'm going to go, my favorite horror film of all time, of course, Rob Bottin's special effects tricks and The Thing. So I'm really inspired by cosmic horror. But when it comes to when I'm creating, it's all about the music. So if I'm creating, something that I want to be like the Haunted Mansion, I play Haunted Mansion music. So For me, it re-jogs all those memories. I can see what I'm trying to do and visualize. So for me, music is a big, big part of when I'm creating. So
I love it. I love it. Well, just some little bit of glimpse behind the mind of madness here. Of course, the genius that is Ryan Visingard. So excited that you made some time for us. And anything else
thank you.
Anything else you want to say before you depart?
Just stay tuned. There's going to be some big things coming. I think by next TransWorld, we'll be making some announcements on my end. And then we've got some really great stuff here at Woods of Terror that's happening this season that I'm really going to be proud of. And we've got the Baba Yaga house, the witch house. And I'm telling you, this is an undertaking. My mind's blown because we've already done 2 large renovations on 2 attractions already. And then this project is just going to set things off. So we've just started building it, and it's going to be an amazing attraction. So for anybody in the area, you got to come see it this season.
I think we need to find our way there. If Nicole was here, we'd be talking about heading to Greensboro, because you guys just continue to build and grow that epicness to the next level every year.
It's fantastic. And like I said, having Eddie's free reign to let me do my thing has been a blessing as an artist. A lot of times I'm restricted, but the fact that he's like, just go nuts and make sure you get my scares in there. You know what I mean? He comes through, he says, that's not right, but fix this and do that. But hey, that's what we got to do, right?
I love it. He's the best. And so are you. And thank you so much. Check out Ryan this weekend at MHC. Come to say hi at booth 3040. Take his class and get immersed into beautiful scenic painting. Thanks, Ryan, and safe travels.
Thank you, Chris. We'll see you soon, buddy.
Can't wait. Oh my gosh. Literally, his class is on Saturday from 11 to noon. So you can sit down, do some great stuff. They can get cleaned up and go eat some lunch. It's a perfect time. We love Ryan here, and thanks for joining us here on our final show before MHC. We're not even close to being done, but wait, there's always more. Who's been to Rosemont before? Rosemont's a nice, classy area, right? And there's nothing better than a whole bunch of zombified haunt lovers roaming around the countryside, not creating havoc, peacefully walking, having a good time, looking amazing, and posing for hundreds of cameras, it feels like. Of course, we're talking about our MHC Zombie Walk, and we can't do that without the man, the myth, of course, Mr. Kevin Biksacky.
Hey, super fans, how's it going?
What's going on?
Going good. Just it's all coming together. I mean, everybody's just getting jazzed. The wall, the posts on Facebook are reeling. Yes. All about MHC. The excitement is just super generated about everything about it. So I can't wait.
It's exciting to see when you post, because a lot of times you and your team are putting together this amazing route and the itinerary. And some of us as staff, we don't even get to see that until that gets launched. And I like that, because it's like Christmas. You get a chance, or Halloween or whatever, you get a chance to unveil that. And so we're so excited that you're here. I know that stuff gets worked out with the city. So we wanted to make sure that we had you on right before the show, before people started traveling, so that they could prepare to be a part of this epic extravaganza that is known as the MHC Zombie Walk.
Yeah, I mean, it's we're going to keep the same path. I mean, a lot of people seem to like it. It's a nice walk around, into the district area there, the entertainment district. So you'll see we walk back and forth. So we'll start from the convention center. Go down Bryn Mawr in front of some of the hotels. So some of the people checking in or getting out for dinner at the time, they do a double take. Sure. We sneak around the AMC a little bit, so some people don't see us until we appear down into the downtown little district there, the Parkway Bank Park district. Say that 5 times, right? From there, then, we do a little roundabout. So whoever's waiting for dinner, coming out or coming around and looking at things, kind of see these zombies, meranding toward and around. The only thing we're changing to a little different is we're going to do a class photo right at the north end, You can see the little images by his Scary Girl logo.
Yeah.
We'll try to get together there to take a nice photo. We usually do it within the confines or by the entrance of the center. It's just a lot going on. Then there's cars. It's hard to talk and it's really dark because you're underneath that, that drive park area. So we're going to do it out in the sunlight, get a little, hopefully sunlight. We're all hoping for sunlight. We're all hoping for good weather, rain or shine. Take that shot there. It gives the opportunity for the people not expecting the zombies to take all the photos they want. And then we'll continue on to the rest of the restaurants and then exit out between the little area between, I think it's the Big and the other hotel. I can't quite remember offhand. And we just go past, the other hotels and areas just to make our way back. Oh, Aloft was the other one. But, I'd like to stop and go to Murray Brothers over the Kenny Shack and have a couple drinks, rounds, and then head back. But I'll do that afterwards, after everything else. So, but yeah, it's a great path.
Love the path. It gives us maximum exposure, which is all that zombies want. They just want to be loved. They just want to be seen. Someone just asked, how long should they be expected for the walking tour to be?
Walking tour, the way we go at a nice slow pace. We're not running in or anything, but it's less than an hour. It's timed on average from 40 to 45 from the past years, 40 to 45 minutes.
Love this.
But it's for those that are want to get their steps in, it's just under a mile, I believe, a mile or a quarter mile, or I'm sorry, 3/4 of a mile. It's been a while since I actually did the path out to measure it. But yeah, it doesn't take long. But I always promote the path, like I said, for those that maybe are walking behind or they didn't get to us in time, or they're getting their zombified looks on. They can always kind of break in and lead the way. Like if they know we're just left the convention center, if they want to meet us on the corner of the street by the hotel, go for it. One of my favorite stories still was one time, a couple years back, we've did our walk path and we posted the direction, everything we're doing. And a couple of cosplayers got together and they were zombie attackers, zombie killers, and they were running from the horde. So they had their photographer and the cosplayers, and we were their background. And it was just so much fun to involve other people other than haunters, other people. They just joined our Facebook page, followed us, and said, hey, this would be, and it was great. It was a lot of fun that other people get involved.
Oh, we love them. We love them. What do you guys have a term that you call for those that are outside of our industry, like the AKA muggles? So
yeah, the norms.
The normies.
I call them the norms. I know a lot of people call them norms. I don't know what other people might say, but norms or normals, I guess you could say, because we're sometimes abnormal.
I love that. We have a very serious question from Sean Fenner, who asks, does Malort make you a zombie?
No, it strengthens your zombie, the bacteria from zombies.
Okay.
So the more Malort you drink, the more you'll resist it. So I think the Zombador character, he's drinking enough Malort where he's part human and part zombie to a point where he just keeps going when he goes, but he's not affected by eating people's brains. So we're okay with that.
Love this. Love this. Now, of course, we have some other very, very important questions. Besides your daily injection of Malort, which you should take, what would an event like this cost? People want to gear up and be ready, and they want to take part of this. How much is this year's event?
Oh, let me do the numbers.
Okay. All right.
It's free. It's free. It costs nothing for this. You don't have to get a ticket. I mean, it helps because you can join everything else and see all the great sights inside. But for those that, of course, love doing the march year after year, the groups, the individuals, the families, it's great to see the families and the kids joining in, and they get a mask or something on, or they put stuff on their face and they walk with us and they say, well, that was great. We had a good time. And even though they're not MHC people, that's okay. Yeah. The whole idea is just to walk, talk, meet new people. I don't know how many times, how many friends, each year. And in the past 10, 15 years, this has been going on, plus that I've met people and Facebook friended them. And I'm still seeing their stories, and we're still chatting back and forth constantly. So, it's a good way to meet people, good way to keep up with friends. For those in the haunt industry, the actors that make it, it's a good time to talk to them, because any other time for all the bus tours, the pre-bus, the, Friday night stuff, and you don't get time to talk and chat because they're working or people are going to see them. So again, it's a good time to, the convention, there's so much going on where you're talking to everybody else, but here you can just talk and walk, have a good time.
Love this. Now, Robert just posted it in the chat, but of course, although the event is free, and thanks to everything that you and the team from TransWorld did, and we want you to go to MHC. We want you to be a part of that, but very special. You can join the MHC Zombie Walk and not be a registered participant of MHC for free. So all you have to do is sign up. There is a waiver and form that Robert just posted into the chat. And of course, if you have any questions or you can't see that chat, if you're listening to us right now, MidwestHauntersCon.com, just check out daily events or the Zombie Walk page, and you'll find that link available to you. Now, I know we had to adjust the times a little bit, or we wanted to adjust the times a little bit, because we don't like when people have to choose. We don't want you to miss anything. And we have a very special celebration that we were talking about earlier for Pandora Rose and August and their family. So can you tell us a little bit about the timing for this year's event and the altered time schedule?
Okay. Well, because of the celebration of life for Pandora, we, want to make sure that people are comfortable. Once again, they can do the Zombie March and enjoy that. And out of, not just respect, but just they can, change it in regular normie clothes if they wish, and enjoy that too in a comfortable situation. I know sometimes when you get your makeup, your latex on, you get warm and hot, since it is in the convention center once again,
right?
Or your clothes, zombie clothes, and if it does be a little cooler out or the sunlight's not as well, then you're able to be comfortable to enjoy that talk and respect her and her the things going with her in August. But yeah, so it's only going to be starting at 4:30. That's where we gather once again. Gather around in the front of the U-turn area of the front of the convention center.
Okay.
About 4:45, we're going to start rolling out. Just like every other time, we'll just start rolling with a group of people. But as we leave, there's still a big group of people waiting to go because we're not running through this. So about 4:45, 10 to, there's still probably going to be people there at the tail end of everything. So you're really not going to miss much. And since it's way under an hour, it's plenty of time to do your thing, get your photos with friends as your characters or in your zombie look, clean up if you want. I know I'm going to take my makeup off and just be casually dressed and comfortable to go back into the center, to the convention center on the floor, again, to be that way. But yeah, it's not much of a difference, that half an hour before the show closes, and like you said, under an hour. So it's going to be, again, a nice relaxing time, because we don't want to go over that area too or time with the Pandora celebration and or anyone getting ready afterwards for the party and anything else going on that night. So Absolutely. It kind of just flows with everything else for the whole evening. So that way no one's feels stressed or rushed.
Love this. And you don't have to choose. You could be a part of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for those that are listening that might not have a great hookup with a makeup artist or with someone to help zombify them, what advice or tips might you give to maybe a newbie that wants to join but doesn't know how to get zombified?
Very simple. You can just go ahead and look at things on YouTube or what have you. I mean, everything always is darkening the eyes, darkening the cheeks. Sure. Just do something as simple as that. A little red in the blood or area around the eyes, or a little bit on the mouth. Of course, no dripping or anything crazy. You don't need all that. But someone just starting fresh, just wear some old clothes. You don't have to have fully distressed clothes. Wear some old baggy clothes or something that just doesn't fit right, or put one arm in, one shoulder of a jacket and maybe pin the back of it to your shirt so the other hangs off but doesn't fall off. it doesn't have to be perfect because it's also for fun. There's just so many levels of people here. And it's good, again, to get your makeup tips while you walk. Just, hey, how did you do that? And someone will explain, oh, I added this, I did this, and I bought makeup from here. And that's, again, that's part of the social aspect. There's people just coming for the first time. As you can see, this class 2023 from last year, everybody has various, complex, simple, and also offshot. You got the little clown over there and other zombie witchcraft people. But it is what it is. Our vampire guy, he's always out there. He's a great character. It's just there to have fun. No one has to have a certain level of zombification. But if you wanted to, you just darken eyes and then figure out how the zombie died. Saw that. But yeah, it's just part of you having fun. There's no, we don't want anyone stressing out that their face isn't perfect or their zombie look. That's not it. It's dressing up, walking with people, and having fun.
I love that.
The groups of families you see in the background onto the sides.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to see everyone that turns out. What a great class photo from last year. Can't wait to see even more. And hopefully that weather forecast that we gave looks pretty promising. Unbelievable. And yet lots of people agreeing with you in the chat. I mean, just tons of love. Kimberlina, you're right. As you build your zombie personification here, figuring out your story, how your zombie died, give a little bit more context. And Patrick's 100% right. It's about for fun and for everybody. It's not exclusionary. And that's why it's free.
Yeah, and that's why you don't have to be a haunt actor. You don't have to be in the industry. You just like dress as zombies, or you like the zombie, aesthetic. Just come on down, come on down to Rosemont, check it out. It's like I said, less than an hour. Then there's dinner. You can have dinner and something, or drinks, or go somewhere close by and go to Gene and Jude's. Have a dog, things like that. But we're there, like I said, starting at the 4:30. We're not moving till closer to 4:45, only because those that didn't. If they haven't signed up or haven't done their waiver online, we will have waivers for people to sign on site also. It's just good to have the waiver online only because it kind of helps us know how many people to expect. Because every year or every prior years when we were doing it downtown pre-COVID, it was so hard to tell, like, is this it? Is this all our group? Or is people coming? And, it's hard to get those time frames going, but it really gives a good average on, okay, there's about 50, 60 people here. There's like 30, however, and it's like, okay, that's about the same amount of waivers.
Yeah.
You can slowly move as they catch up. So again, just because we're moving at that moment doesn't mean that you're missing the show. Everyone starts following us little by little. So we all filter out. We wait at the light. We're not crossing traffic problems, all that craziness that some people might have done. But yeah, we walk the light. And you know what? Same thing. We're for safety. If we don't make that light in time and there's still a tail end, we'll walk even slower. We'll notice there are people that will tell me. There are people on the sides. There are a lot of helpful volunteers that will say, oh, we broke up. Say, okay, everyone slow down. And that way they can join us. So again, no stress. This is the whole idea. It's just having fun.
Got to keep the crawl going. Well, for anyone that has any questions, or maybe they forgot to listen to this whole thing, or they didn't take notes, not that you need to take notes. It's very, very low stress because all of the information is going to be available on our website. But they can also stop by your booth, 2956, and talk all things Zombie March and the history and, of course, the plans for this year.
Yes. Exactly.
Awesome.
Like I said, there's a lot to talk about, and we just want to talk to more people. Yeah, so it's great.
Now, Kev, you've been coming to MHC for a lot of years. We've been working with you. Besides the Zombie March, which I know is your baby, and we are literally, it's just amazing how much it's grown. I know that you're a key member of the Chicago Haunt Builders. What are you personally looking forward to this MHC?
To meet some of the new members, I did not get to meet at the last build. That's my main thing, because I'm next to Ohio. Ohio is next to the CHB. So, I mean, I'm friends with Ohio people. I'm going to creep over every once in a while. And if the volunteers that are new, that's my main thing, is because I love CHB for what they do, Chicago Haunt Builders, and their make and takes and their group builds is always I mean, the photos from this past Sunday were fantastic. The orders they got in, the volunteers had pre-cut a lot of the PVC pipes that I believe took out pretty much the entire stock of PVC out of the Lowe's or a Menards locally. But yeah, it's meeting anybody that's helping out over there, or any new members that I haven't seen, to meet them, because we get our shindig, we have our other little events throughout the year.
Yeah.
And it's grown since COVID, because COVID is what people were using the internet for tips and tricks, and they love to decorate. So with Mr. Slanks' leadership, he is the leader. He does a lot of work. But you know what? It's just being the new members. That's my main thing. I mean, because
let's stay with this for a second, because there's some really cool stuff to dive into. I mean, maybe if our Wizard of Oz, Mr. Robert Smith, could maybe bring in, teleport here, Mr. Jim Slanker here, and let's see what happens.
Oh, where am I? I was sitting on the couch watching TV. What happened?
Robert has that effect.
How odd! I mentioned his name and he shows up. It's Bloody Mary and.
Oh my
Good evening,
God.
all.
What's going on, guys?
I'm just pumped, looking for 2 days?
Oh my gosh! Right?
A day? Really? It's like a day, and then it's on, right?
It feels like it really does. Before we dive into everything that we have to unpack with you, sir, Kevin just talked about just touching that surface. And for those that don't know what the Chicago Haunt Builder's about, and what kind of events that you just ran this weekend, like that make and take, no longer do you just have to rely on online YouTube videos. You can now come in person and get support from people that know what they're doing and get some help for your haunt. Can you start us off? How did this weekend go with the Chicago Haunt Builders make and take?
Well, it was amazing to begin with, in that it was scheduled on Sunday and not Saturday.
Oh my gosh.
Because it poured relentlessly all day Saturday.
Yes.
And it is an outside event, and it says rain or shine, but I think we would have needed kayaks or canoes if we had it on Saturday. So weather broke Saturday night. It was an awesome day Sunday. I don't know, we had about 100 people spread across our front lawn, and we just live in a quiet suburb. So the spectacle that it creates in our neighborhood, as we're on a corner lot, so they're all over the side and the front. So it was just an awesome event. It's so amazing to get together with folks during the year, right? Because we're also busy in the month of October, right?
Sure.
With our own haunts, our own yards, our own decorating. And there's just so much going on during the season that when you can get together with folks off season throughout the year, it's just a great time, right? And I will go to my deathbed until I become a zombie, right? Saying that Chicago Haunt Builders, the shortest description I can give you is an amazing group of people. So many skilled and talented people. In my house, the highest compliment you can pay someone is to tell them that you hate them.
Yeah.
Because that means you're insanely jealous of their skills and ability, right?
Yes.
And you mean it in the best possible way. There are so many people in the group I detest. Just because they're so skilled and their abilities are off the chart, yet they're the most down-to-earth folks you can ever meet, right? And it's a great group of people. The make and take was great. It was Spider Hill props, based off the Spider Hill prop kits.
Okay.
And we did just shy of 70 of them.
Wow.
So it's just the make and takes. It's not about making a prop, right?
Right.
it's a great way to learn, right? It's one thing to watch a YouTube video and struggle on your own and everything, but when you're 6 feet away or 5 feet or 4 feet from another person working on the same thing and you hit a problem, or because I wrote the instructions are wonky, and you're having a problem. I'll go to the end of my days and say, if the instructions are perfect, you don't learn anything.
Fair.
It's when the instructions are off and you have to put some mental energy behind it, that's when you learn. But that's what the make and takes really are about, right? It's about learning. If you've never worked with wiper motors before, this is a great opportunity to work with wiper motors and have someone walk through it and not have to learn everything from scratch on your own. So that's what it's about. It's a big social event as well. We get a lot of people who aren't making them, who just come to hang out, and that's awesome too. We break some bread together while it's going on, and it's just an awesome time.
It is our mutual good friends Dave and Aubrey Appel just posted in the chat CHB for life. And what I quickly found out when I was new to the group was you hit it. You had kind of walked me around the room, and there are people from different backgrounds, different social economical groups. There's some doctors and there's some gearheads, and everybody is just there because of their love of Halloween. And there's no judgment. And so if you're in a white collar career and you've never worked with this, you don't need an engineering degree. You've got like-minded people who will take the time to help explain, and you're going to love that new hobby that you're picking up.
We're all just in black t-shirts, right?
That's right.
Well, except for you, Jim, tonight.
Well, that's because we zoomed him out.
T-shirt on underneath, okay?
There you go. No disrobe. I believe
there you go. So
love it.
But yeah, I mean, that's, we have 14-year-old kids, and we have, surgeons and lawyers, and they may be working together, and we're all just black t-shirt, and it's an awesome, it's just an awesome group of people.
And it's one of the biggest ways that has affected the growth of MHC. And to be able to, with all of the work and the amazing folks from Max and the Ohio Haunters to everything that Jim and the Chicago Haunt Builders are bringing, there's such a new aspect to do it yourself and a focus on home haunters and educational tracks and opportunities for growth and for learning and for networking through Midwest Haunters Convention, where it's not just for the pros, it's just not for the top levels, which we love them there. We need them there, but we also have those folks that just love to celebrate the holiday with as little or as much as they can do at their own home haunt.
Very true. And as to add what Jim was talking about earlier, it's not only just a group of people, but it's a group of people that really care about each other. I mean, yeah. Jim has done a lot of work. When we're building those things or putting those together to make it take, he's got a ton of tools all laid out on the table. We all put them back when we borrow them, but there's always more CHB members go, oh, you need one of those? Oh, wait, I got one of those too. And we something to bring our own tools together to say, hey, oh, you need a drill. Oh, I got a couple extra drills in the trunk. Hold on. So they're already coming in prepared. They're not just walking in and taking a class and just sitting there learning. They're involved. They're bringing some of their own stuff. They're bringing some kind of a couple props that they want to add to the animatronic that they're building that day. I've seen so many variations of masks and things. Instead of the styrofoam head they pop on there, but people will already start dressing it going, that's perfect. It's done instead of having the bare bones. So, it is more of a community than just a group going to build something. That always sticks in my head every single time I go.
We've made so many amazing friends. I wish I could say Kevin was one of them, but Bonnie's amazing.
Now, one of your friends, Jim, you need to squash a rumor here of the chat that just came over. The rumor is that you retired from your day job just to focus more on your CHB family. Is that true or false?
Well, it was true, but I retired mid-April. After the last 6 weeks, I've decided I'm going to have to go to work, back to work, just so I can have some downtime. It's just been It's been insane, and I'm so looking forward to Midwest Haunters, but I'm looking forward to Midwest Haunters to be over with.
Fair enough.
There's just been a ton of stuff going on. That's just one of them. The make and take. My daughter's created a honeydew list for me, and I had the opportunity to join TransWorld at East Coast Haunters. So it's just a ton of stuff going on. So
I love that.
I have to go back to work to have some downtime.
Right. Well, speaking of not taking any time off, one of the coolest features of MHC of most recent years and returning this year, love to have both of you here to talk about this a little bit, is an opportunity to showcase a number of different exhibits and different techniques and different stylings from a lot of your members in a full, real, on the floor walk through haunted house right at MHC. It's free for guests. Literally, you can go as many times as you want, but this truly is a huge culmination of a lot of your members' work. Can you tell us a little bit about what the walkthrough haunted house kind of looks like this year and what people can expect?
Yeah, so that's really how the relationship between MHC and Chicago Haunt Builders started, and it's really grown from there. So, Jen came to us and said, "Hey, would you like to, build a walkthrough haunted house on the show floor?" And we're like, "Well, absolutely. You mean we get to build a haunted house in June?" We're in.
Absolutely.
Right? So, there's some key people who really spend a ton of time and money putting it together, and that's Glenn and Vicky and Eva. And then Japes is doing the actor training. So, they're the core of it, and they really do the design and coordination. I try my best not to cause problems by staying out of it. And I let them run with it, and I help them with questions or anything. But that team just does an amazing job coordinating it. It's a multi-room haunted house that they set up. We don't get to get in early, right? We get to start setting up the same time as all the exhibitors. So in just a matter of hours, it gets from concrete to haunt walls to fully, decorated out, and everything up and running, and music and sound effects and lighting and everything in just a few hours. And it's a conglomeration of input and props from the whole group, right? The word goes out, we need this. So, we have dozens of members contributing props. There's the walkthrough haunted house itself. I'm not going to ruin the theme, or spoil the theme. I'll let everyone see it. It's going to be awesome what is planned, right? And it's amazing that you have a huge trade show floor. Rich has sold out every square inch.
No
and
table left.
You get to walk through a haunted house, right? And it's not a shabby haunted house, right?
No.
They do an amazing job right there on the trade show floor. And so you get, we get to build a haunted house in June, right? Which is so cool.
Yeah.
Right. And you're not having to fight the weather, and it's not 90 degrees out, or it's not snowing,
right?
Like it did in Chicago last year. And we're not fighting the winds and everything. But it's a legit haunted house.
Yeah.
Japes is coordinating the actors.
Okay.
And we'll have actors of all ages, so that's cool. Bringing some of the younger folks in there, making sure we have the next generation of haunters.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Amen.
And it's just an opportunity to live Halloween, like I say, in the middle of the year, right?
And my favorite part is it's not just one or two people that's building it. you got your core team members that are putting together, that they're putting the maze together, working out the theme. Then you have other members. Hey, who's got this? Who's got this? And they're bringing props from past make and takes. People have, oh yeah, I got a couple lights here, or I got these spots, and then they bring it, and they just bring it, and they'll say, hey, I'll bring it. And then now the members that are building it, the core members that have been working on this now for quite a while, have more to work with, So it's not just that; it's to showcase what CHB has brought, what they're bringing, and more people again sharing what they made. Even if it was in the CHB make and take, it's just something from their own home haunts or their yard display. So again, there's a lot of people involved. As minor as it is, or as large as it is by planning it, it's not just the team, maybe of 5 or 6, but the expanded of 10 to 20.
Yeah. And it's a legit haunted house, right?
Right.
I mean, it's not 60,000 square feet. It's not 100,000 square feet. We are limited. We have to let Rich have some show floor, right? He's insistent. Hey, I need some space to sell, but
I can hear him now.
But it's a legit haunted house that these folks put together, and it shows the skills and ability, and it really shows that the home haunter is the petri dish for pro haunters.
That's right. I love going through it. It's wonderful. It's inspiring.
And Vicky and Eva are pro haunters. They have their own haunt, and they stepped up and said, yeah, we'll participate. So they're bringing their haunt walls from their haunt and everything, and so it's just if you listen to Maximus from Ohio Haunters, his booth is across, and he gets to listen to everyone screaming as they run out. So that's the highlight of the show for him is everyone screaming.
We love it. We love it. Well, your booth, the Chicago Haunt Builders, is 2952, and it's not going to be hard to find the Ohio Haunters, like you said, right next door. And the walkthrough, also not going to be hard to find, right across the street at 2953. Also, just follow the screams because that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people miss the booth because their mouths are agape because they're turned around looking at the haunted house. But yeah, we are directly across from the haunted house. We'll have a booth there. We'll, once again, staffed by just members who have said, "Hey, I'll take an hour, right?" And I'll come there and I'll tell people what Chicago Haunt Builders is. And Chicago Haunt Builders, it's predominantly home haunters. We're knocking on 3,000 people in the group.
Yeah, that's great.
And it's Chicago and Haunt Builders, and it annoys people from Chicago because actually the majority of the people actually aren't in Chicago, and they get a little funny about that.
Yeah,
there's like one or two.
Exactly.
Chicagoland Haunt Builders.
True.
It is greater, so that's lower Wisconsin, because lower Wisconsin. Sorry, Robert, you're a suburb of Chicago. Admit, you might not want to admit it, but Milwaukee's a suburb of Chicago. And we go across, Illinois. We knock on Iowa and down into Central Illinois, and we dab our toe across the Indiana border and everything. So it's a wide group of people. But it's predominantly home haunters, home enthusiasts, right? We have people who maybe aren't decorating or whatever, but they have a passion for Halloween. We have tons of actors. We have tons of pro haunts. We have a great relationship with the pro haunts. They'll give us special pricing so that we can come in as a group into the pro haunts. But we'll have the booth there. We'll have some video of some of the past events there that'll go on, some make and takes and members haunts. And we'll have people staffing it to tell you about the awesome group of people that we are. And, you can find us. We're on Facebook. But once again, one of my adamant points is we're not a Facebook group, right?
Right.
We're a haunter group that just happens to communicate through Facebook at the present time. If the
I love it.
technology changes and there's a better platform, boom, we'll go to that, right? It's not a Facebook group. It's really about a geographical closeness and everything. But yeah, if you're interested, just search Facebook, Chicago Haunt Builders. There's some questions. If you don't answer the questions, there's not a chance of heck you're getting in.
Unless you don't get personal.
Got a couple hurdles there. So
yeah, it's you don't have to answer what's the capital of Syria, right? It's just a couple questions and everything. And but yeah.
Kevin's favorite.
Try to Google Syria right now.
That's it. Well, before we lose Kevin, because we've got a lot more to talk about, Jim, I just want to thank you guys because every single member of the Chicago, it seems like I'm sure, there's somebody, but every single member that we've met of the Chicago Haunt Builders is just an amazing representation. And you guys truly do take care of each other and build this unbelievable spider web and network of just great spirits, enthusiastic people who love Halloween, want to share knowledge. And we are so excited that you guys are actually a co-sponsor of our MHC Saturday night costume party. So excited for that. Thank you guys. Will you guys be donning any sort of clothes or costumes in attendance?
We're not sure yet, but
okay.
You can see I'm pretty scary enough as it is. I thought Kevin, I was on with Kevin just because, you wanted to see the zombie makeup. I don't know.
No, not this time. Maybe one day I'll do a bit. I'm always doing bits.
I love it. Well, Kev, thank you so much for joining us. Jim and I are going to dive into some of the seminars that are being featured just for home haunters. But anything else that you want to mention before we see you in just a few days?
Not really. Just, again, get your zombie garb on. We start at 4:30, start moving at 4:45. Get on the Google page or the Google documents to sign in and just let us know how many people are coming. It just makes it a lot easier that we're not forgetting anyone. But we will see you this weekend.
Love it. Can't wait, Kev. And of course, maybe bring his favorite beverage here. And we'll see, he's got it ready.
It's all right. I have it in a couple houses. I got in the kitchen. I got one in the office.
You get multiple.
Yeah.
With cicada.
I had the cicada one. Off topic.
Oh
it's not hot related, but it is a smoother finish with the cicada door. Just saying. Everyone started sending me on Facebook, and I'm like, I'll just do it. Might as well. It's just more with cicadas.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait to try this with you guys. This is something that Nicole would like to try. But before we get too off track, let's use some Robert technology and his wonderful wizardry here. Kev, we're going to see you in a few days. I hear that maybe we can port Nicole in a second here too. So Robert's going to work some magic. Oh, cannot wait to do some zombie walking here. I don't know. How do you feel about cicadas?
Hi. I made it, guys. I made it. Thanks. I didn't realize you guys were starting the party without me, so I heard and I had to come in.
The important question is win or lose.
They won.
Awesome.
They did an awesome job. It was a well-deserved one. I know. Every now and then, anybody that's parents, you get it. There's these weird decisions and split-second decisions you had to make, and yeah, I had 2 kids playing today. That doesn't normally happen, and so all
cats
over
in the
place.
cradle, right? You gotta be there for your kids.
Yeah, these are the days of our lives, they say, and man, do they go quickly. Yeah.
Well, we're just saying goodbye to Kev. We're going to be zombie walking in just a few days, and thanks for everything, my friend.
That was nice talking to Nicole. It was great, but we got time. We do it eventually.
Yeah,
Heck
one day soon.
Love it.
Good to see you.
Love it. Well, Nicole, good to see you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Obviously, mom is the most important job, so we take that seriously.
And sometimes the toughest. I had to choose between you guys and them, and they're cute and all, but you guys are a lot more fun. So, I dumped one of them off at ice cream, and I was like, I'm on my way.
No, do you have a cicada issue in Northern New York?
No, we never did until recently. And then also we have giant spiders. These huge, this has just come out, huge giant spiders that are yellow and like weird and like watch for them. And it doesn't matter. I'm going to move to the Midwest by that point because like I'm not going to stick around. I've seen these chapters unfold and it's just not safe.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wait till you come to MHC, get a little bit of introduction to there. Very, very excited. We're talking to Jim, and we are talking about how the influence of home haunters and the do-it-yourself culture has started to make such an important, I mean, not just started, it's for the last few years.
Yeah.
I mean, such an important role and cornerstone into MHC. And through Jim and his work with Jen and putting together amazing seminars, we're going to dive into the home haunter, do-it-yourself, hobbyist, enthusiast track where you don't have to be a professional business owner. You just gotta want to try and love.
Well, and I think that this is one of the things that's kind of like the best kept secret in the industry is that a lot of the coolest things that have come out and have been part of the major innovation pushes are rooted from home haunters.
That's right.
Because home haunters have this incredible ability to try. And I know that sounds so kind of crazy and weird, but really, truly, they're not afraid to try and they're not afraid to do new things. And, you know, I think, Jim, I say it all the time. You have your finger on the pulse of some of the coolest things that are happening and some of the biggest things that are going to be innovating us in just over the next couple of years. And so thanks for always doing that.
The group has some awesome people in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Very much so.
Absolutely.
Very much so. Well, I mean, Jim, should we just dive in real quick? Because we want people to know if they haven't reviewed all those seminars, you can give a little bit of behind the scenes, a little bit of extra reason. So if we start out just in order of how they are, on Saturday, 9:45, which is not crazy. And I think I saw Rob in the chat. Rob is going to be teaching about light and shadow, the art and science of haunt lighting. Very important because you want people to be able to see all of your work. Tell us what we might be in store for here.
Yeah. So first of all, I'm going to take you off script, right?
Sure.
Just throw you out. That's what I'm going to. You know, the seminars. What's unique, really, I think about MHC, and you saw it in East Coast Haunters as well, is and it's really developed out of the relationship between TransWorld and Jen and Rich and the team and Chicago Haunt Builders. Is developing a track of seminars geared specifically towards home haunters, right? Any convention, Halloween convention has some awesome seminars. And as a home haunter, you can go to them. But often the focus of the seminar is on the pro haunter. And I got it. It makes sense. It's not a negative. It's just, as similar as pro and home haunters are, we're just there to scare people. The information needs to be a little bit different. So, Jen said, hey, let's put together a track of seminars really geared towards the home haunters so that, people are getting what they need out of the convention. So this is the third year we put together a track, and it's really a combination between Chicago Haunt Builders and the Ohio Haunters Association. Are the speakers generally on them, and it's just a great track of seminars. And you said it started off with Rob and the haunt lighting. I do want to back it up and talk about the free seminar Saturday morning, right?
You're absolutely right.
And how many times have you been, in some Halloween group and there's a million questions about fog and fog machines and everything. So, Jen's worked with Froggy's Fog, and they're putting on a free seminar, Saturday morning, and it's going to be Caitlin Hodges. So you're going to have a subject matter expert there to answer your questions about fog and fog machines. So, that I think spans both groups. I think it spans home haunters, certainly, because you get a lot of people who, maybe using a fog machine for the first time and, may make the mistake of putting vinegar through it and not running any fog after it. And then the next year they have a brick. As well as, pro haunters, right? So that's an awesome early morning seminar to take that really I think is a great subject and a great speaker.
No, it's a great addition. You're very right. While Caitlin may not be a direct Chicago Haunt Builder member, I know that Froggies is a tremendous supporter of what Chicago Haunt Builders are doing. And boy, did you set that up perfectly. And it is free. It is free. Starts at 8:30 on Saturday morning, and you're learning from the expert herself.
Well, and that one is a particularly important one because, home hunters, that's almost like a notch on the belt, right? When you start using proper machines, proper fluids, those types of stuff, you start actually making investment in things. And there's nothing more frustrating than getting something all set up and thinking, okay, I've got this ready to go. And then, of course, it's right in the middle of the season and you need to make replacements and it takes a while. And so definitely important to attend.
Yeah. Just a great seminar. And it's, you can't beat the price.
Yeah.
But, then we do go into the home haunter track, if you will, although, I'm pro haunters can learn some from, because we do have some amazing people in the group teaching these classes. But Rob is going to start, as you said, the art and science of lighting. And that's really critical, right? Because how many times have you seen a haunt or a display with amazing stuff, but you can't see it, right? Or maybe it just isn't getting the effect that you want. Or maybe you have, the city was nice enough to put a street lamp brighter than the surface of the sun next to you, right? Because home haunters are at the will of the outdoors, right? We can't control the lighting inside of a building like a lot of pro haunters can. So Rob is really knowledgeable about it, and he's going to talk about how to get the right lighting and how it creates the effect that you want on a home haunt. And your options. So just some great information by a very knowledgeable person.
Love this. Again, just showcasing all of those amazing resources, knowledgeable people who are willing to share and so good at educating. Speaking of an area that is emerging technology, which I know can be intimidating to a lot of people, next up, don't dread. Let's talk about Hauntingly Helpful Guide to 3D Printing with Joe Winke.
Right. Once again, if you take his seminar, you're going to walk away and realize just how knowledgeable Joe is about 3D printing and what a powerful speaker he is. So it's a win-win situation. But 3D technology is newer, right? And a lot of people just don't. Well, first of all, they don't understand what it is, right? They may be able to spell it,
Sure.
but have never, really dived into what it can do. So, Joe is going to go into just the basics of 3D printing, and then some of what you can leverage it for within your haunt, right? Whether it's printing finials for your fence, or I know multiple members who have printed finials for their fences, or it's props, or decorations. Just once you get a 3D printer, you realize how much you can do with it, and that's really Joe's goal is to get you to see what is the possibilities of 3D printing.
It's amazing to see the impact it's made on the industry, and it's going to continue to make. And home haunters can be there right alongside, keeping up with the Joneses. So Now, we had Cheryl Calendar on not too long ago. Obviously, anytime we've seen her artwork, I mean, it should be award winning if it's not already. It takes our breath away. She's going to be teaching the next class on tips and tricks for creating awesome Halloween props and sculptures like those amazing gravestones.
Yeah. So, Cheryl is just one of those people that both my wife and I really detest. She's just a horrible, horrible person because she's so incredibly talented and just so down to earth, right? She's just such a great person. No one person should have the skills and abilities that she has, but she's so willing to share it and talk about it and help everyone. So she's just got a seminar that's really, it really came out of, a conversation she and I had one time about how she's annoyed by the shoulders on so many props people make.
Sure.
Because they just do the square shoulders, right? And the head comes straight up and the square. And anatomically, that's just not correct. And it annoys her at a molecular level. And as much as I enjoy Cheryl getting annoyed at a molecular level because it's some payback for her skills and ability. She talks about just making the shoulders slope with pool noodles or anything. So that's really what her seminar is going to be about, is just tips and tricks of things to do as well as things not to do to really raise the quality and the realism and the look of your props. And they're no longer, stuff that I would make that, stick people. But, they're lifelike or undead-like props. And she's just going to give us an hour of her knowledge, which with Cheryl is incalculable.
Oh, so true. And what's great about the work that you and Jen and the entire team have laid out is that, again, just like we layered with Kevin and the zombie walk and not overlapping with the celebration of life with Pandora, you can take all of these seminars and not have to choose. You don't have to go to all of them, but if you want to, none of them will overlap. So you can move on from one expert to the next. And this next expert, I mean, literally has been a godsend. I know Jen and I consult with you all the time. I know all of us have reached out to you, and to see the effects of your work, I'm really excited that you're presenting this very next class that you might have given a really good preview this past weekend at a make and take, called Motion Mechanisms, with you, sir, Mr. Jim Slanker.
Well, thank you. Someone's got to set the low bar as a presenter, right? So, once again, when you're in any kind of haunt group or whatever, you often hear the question, how do I get people to stop, right? Everyone's driving by. How do I get them to stop and get out? I think that one of the greatest ways to do that is have stuff move in your haunt or your display. I think once you have some motion in your haunt or display, people are now getting out and they're getting closer because they want to see what's going on.
Right.
So really the focus of my seminar is really the basics of, it's going to be a quick, what kind of motors you use, but then we're going to dive and I'm going to have samples of different mechanic motions that you can make. Just how you make the motions of the different props, and there's a few basic ones, and then after you learn the few basics, it's just adaptations of that, to do whatever you want to make your stuff move, right? And that's really what the seminar is going to be. We're going to talk about what are your options for motors. There's a million different motors out there. We really only use a few of them for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to, there's going to be some mechanisms up there showing the motions and how you make that motion, and then how you would adapt that and what kind of props you can make from the different, okay, this motion, this prop, this mechanism makes this motion.
Right.
These are the kind of props you can make with it, and that's really what that's going to focus on.
Love it. Love it. What a cool feature. And again, the beauty of you laying all these out is, yes, of course, home hunters, do-it-yourself enthusiasts, anyone interested in this stuff can sign up. I mean, really anybody, but even you get pro hunters too that want to take their game to the next level or want to create and learn those basic mechanisms as they're starting their education. So
often pro hunters have, the really high level knowledge.
Mhm.
But sometimes they're have a gap of some of the basics in there. So we certainly have had pro hunters in many of the seminars,
sure,
to fill in those gaps, right?
Well, and pro hunters, you see a lot of DMX and huge advanced lighting controls within the pro haunts. And that seems to be another emerging trend with home hunters and do-it-yourselves. So our next class, and I think our last Saturday Chicago Haunt Builders class, is exploring that DMX control haunting universe with Michael Sweeney.
Right. So once again, an incredibly knowledgeable person, right? I think he's bringing, if you ask Anne Marie, about 3 truckloads of stuff. Just they've been going back and forth. He's certainly going to come prepared to give an awesome seminar. And, just what is DMX, right?
Right.
You hear that. I can spell it.
Sure.
On a good day. But other than that, I know it involves lighting, but really I know I have controllers that have DMX capability, but what is it? What can I do? How can I impact my haunt or my display by using DMX? And how would I do that? And what is it? And once again, just getting an understanding of what DMX is, how I can use it, how I would go about using it, and just learning how you can now leverage what you learned in Rob's class about lighting and leverage that with the DMX portion of lighting in there, and really make your show spectacular. And once again, that's another level another class that I think spans both worlds, right? The home and the pro hunters.
Oh yeah. No, very much so.
Yeah, definitely. Michael is prepared.
We love to hear that. That's wonderful. Now, we're not done yet by any means.
There's more?
There's more. There's always more. Nicole, we're going to start off on Sunday with another free seminar. It's not taught by Chicago Haunt Builders, but you want to maybe start talking about this? And Jim, maybe can you comment in about our free early bird class on Sunday?
So this one is learn how to carve a large-scale foam displays for your home haunt or attraction. I'm really excited about this one because this is going to bestow us with some really great knowledge, and you can't beat the price on this.
Yeah, so I was excited to see this one, right? So this is one that falls in perfectly for both worlds. You have some insanely talented, artistically talented people. Your Cheryls, your Brian Hunter from Pumpkin Riot. Just you have some. So you have to understand that a stick person. I'd have to say no. That's a stick person if I drew it. So I have no artistic talent to it. So when it just boggles my mind that people can take a 2D, in my world, a 2D cube of foam and then make stuff out of it. So, but we do have some great people who do it, and there's some home haunts out there who do some great carving. So this is awesome. to have in there, and I was excited about it. And I had made a note to. I'm glad you brought it up because I made a note to talk about it, even though it's not technically part of it.
Yeah.
But it's
The
like the
price,
first one, right? It's like Froggies.
the price is right.
It's good.
Exactly.
It's a must attend.
Now, I know Nicole teaches this. Nicole, talk a little bit about the importance of social media. And it doesn't matter whether you're selling a huge, 100,000 foot square haunted house, or you're just trying to come see your yard display. Social media is important.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. This one's social media for home hunters. This is one of the biggest things I think people have really started to realize over the last couple of years is that tag and brag is so essential. But even beyond that, how do you keep spreading the word and keep up with the ever-changing landscape of social media? Facebook, Instagram, all of that, even TikTok has really played into it. But, I can also see a lot of home hunters right now that are tuning in on YouTube. There's so much to learn, but with a really great teacher, and Chris is going to take them for a ride for sure. You can really make an impact and really keep a positive presence. And this one, I was reading along and I was really looking at this too, and also dealing with trolls. Feedback is feedback, but there's also some people that can get kind of vicious or try to give misinformation or even spam other folks that are part of your reach. So that's a very important thing to talk about and also to be able to know how to deal with.
Well, Jim, and having Chris Wilkes there, can you talk a little bit about him and how this is going to be?
Yeah. So once again, when you talk about the diversity within the group, right? So in the group we have Chris Wilkes, the highest followed home haunt page in the world, right? I believe it's Wilkes Family Halloween. 650,000 followers on a home haunt page.
Wow.
Right. They do a massive Halloween display. They blew out their house, right? So now, the city said, here, we'll give you the city center and you can set up in the city center. So they set up in the city center, but Chris does an amazing job with social media. He's extremely knowledgeable. He's built his home haunt page up to, I think it's in the neighborhood of 650,000 followers. And like Nicole said, social media is how you get the word out today. To get people to your haunt or your display, and how to leverage that and how to keep engaged and, things to do. And you can certainly do the wrong things and drive people away. Right. So it's a dicey world. You can very quickly, as many companies have found, is do the wrong thing and suddenly it's anti-social media. So I can't think of a better person to talk about this for the home haunt community and even the pro haunt, right? It is how to build that social media presence to drive traffic to your haunt or display. And like Nicole said, it's a cruel world.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many people will tell you to kill yourself in the online world, right? And once you have that anonymity and you're in your mom's basement, in the safety of your mom's basement, how brave you become.
Yep.
We call them keyboard warriors,
right?
Yeah.
And there's so how you deal with that, right? And how do you get that thick armor and what not to do, because you don't want to feed the trolls.
Right.
That's right.
So great class.
Well, and again, another amazing presenter with a great topic. We know that makeup is going to be different from a pro haunt to a home haunt, and it doesn't need to be. We can bring those equalizations a little bit closer. Laura Sasinka is going to teach us about makeup specifically for the home haunter, but from a pro haunter perspective.
Yeah, I'm going rogue on you again.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Please do.
I just I want to talk about that Pneumatics 101
Okay.
by Brian Warner
Sure.
from Evolutions. You know, what a great opportunity to if you're looking to get into pneumatics, to really have a phenomenal speaker talk about it, because just Brian has been in pneumatics longer than I've been involved with Halloween, and he knows his stuff. And once again, just a great opportunity for folks to get in there and learn from someone who really knows his stuff. And it's Pneumatics 101, right? Which is huge in the home haunter community. It's certainly in our yard, when our first pneumatic prop, it was like crack cocaine, and now we have like 36 pneumatic props that we've built. So
Well, and I will say, Brian is one of the smartest minds in the industry when it comes to that,
Yeah.
and being able to kind of have even just scratch the surface with that is an incredible opportunity.
yeah, it's not he's not a Chicago haunt builder, but yeah, just what a great class.
No, it's great to feature. Nicole and I got a chance to hang out at his booth during TransWorld, and again, very talented, lots of background, and to be able to bring his expertise to this whole new audience is just it's an awesome opportunity. Very cool, very cool.
But now I'll let you get back on track here.
No, you're great. You're great. I know Laura Sasinka, you brought her into talking specifically about makeup for the home haunter from that pro haunter perspective, to give that perspective and to be able to say, hey, don't worry, you don't have to go to these thousands of dollars classes. We'll help you get started.
Yeah. So once again, extremely talented, extremely knowledgeable person. Cut her teeth in the haunt world at a JC's haunted house. Knows her stuff, knows her makeup, and has done college classes on makeup, really geared towards the enthusiast home haunter community. And it's really, how to create those makeups that's going to have an impact to your haunt, right? And what type of makeups to use, and I think she's got some great handouts that I think people are going to go home with. But yeah, just once again, just great knowledge. Who said, yeah, this is something I want to share my knowledge with, and she has a great pedigree from that years of pro haunted house. That the last several she's taught at the home haunter enthusiast level, so she knows they do a great display, so she knows the challenges and the world of the home haunter, so really expanding that to that particular level. So
Agreed.
great, once again,
Agreed. No, that's
awesome opportunity.
Agreed. Now, there's tons of seminars to mention. I know that might be the last one from Chicago Haunt Builders, but can we feature two more that might be completely appropriate for any home haunter or enthusiast, including our near and dear friends from the Ohio Haunters Association, which I know you want to talk about, making your home haunt stand out from the rest. You've certainly learned a thing or two, and yours stands out. Many do. Jordan Jones from the Ohio Haunters is going to guide us through this.
Yeah. So like I say, we reached out to, or Jen really said, look, I want to, bring together Chicago Haunt Builders, Ohio Haunters Association, and create this track. And this is, Jordan Jones, once again, extremely knowledgeable pro haunter, but today, and I think so. Don't take this as I'm saying it's negatively. I think it's a great thing that the big box stores are, expanding their line of Halloween stuff. Like, I mean, Lowe's, you can order online today for many of their Halloween props are available online. So it's just awesome what it's doing to expand the Halloween decorating. But now that so many more homes are decorating, how do you make yours stand out and make, it's not just another, 12-foot skeleton collection, right? How do you make yours different? And Jordan's got the experience. He's got the knowledge. He's a pro haunter, and he's going to talk about how, you can create a brand, a theme, so maybe it's not the Heinz 57 haunt that, so many home haunters fall into the trap of. Some will say me. And how do you put it all together, whether you're that brand, the theme, the lighting, the props, and just make it stand out so that you're the destination and they're stopping at other home haunts and displays on the way there.
I love that. It is amazing. And even when we came to film with you last year, you get that excitement, that like giddiness. And you can feel like a kid again when you're pulling up or you're driving by any of these houses that have learned these tricks, and just that curb appeal. I mean, it goes right to your core. You just can't wait to just get out there and dive in. And when you said you only have like 30 or 40 motions, I think you're forgetting a 0, because I felt like it was like Wonderland. Like everything was moving. There was 300 or 400, or it certainly felt like it. So,
yeah. So there's and every year it changes. We retire stuff. We add new stuff. So
sure,
every year it's about 36
crazy.
pneumatic props. That's all our 80-gallon and 60-gallon compressors can handle, because they run flat out. But then we have 20, 30 motorized props as well. So we do try to make as much move as possible.
Love it.
That's the part that we love, is making stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what we do.
Well,
love it. It
yeah. We focused on that a little bit earlier and talked about the do-it-yourself. And regardless if you're a long-term veteran like Jim, or like many players in the game who have been haunting their houses for quite some time, and they built up this huge inventory of items, sometimes your budget is very limited. And when you start off, you don't know, you're dabbling a little bit. And one of the other sessions we really wanted to talk about here, a good friend to both Nicole and I, and she's done a ton for TransWorld, is Danny Panic is going to be teaching a class on making super costumes with thrift store finds. Again, trying to do things on a budget. And we've talked about that earlier tonight, about mechanisms and different robotics that don't have to be thousands of dollars. You can work with, Jim's teaching a class about that as well. This is for the costume side, and you don't have to be, heavily invested. Danny, who works for the 13th Floor Entertainment Group, is going to show people both in pro haunts, in volunteer haunts, and home haunts some tips and tricks to doing more cost-effective costumes. Maybe ones that you'll be able to use in next year's Zombie Walk.
I love that. I love that. No, I'm really excited. Actually, it's funny, when I saw this release, I was like, "Ooh, I want to take that. I got to make sure that I'm available." So it's one of the seminars that is actually on my alarm system of like, "Hey, if I'm available, got to go do that."
Love that.
Yeah, trying to figure out what seminars to take this year.
Oh,
yeah.
So tough.
We got to go to 24/7 for the.
Yeah,
for the speakers, right? To spread them out. This whole multiple seminars at the same time with there's so many.
Well, and then there's the show floor, and then there's all the other, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Like I said, it's not a 3-ring, sir. Barnum might have had a 3-ring.
Wait.
Jen and Rich have put together 5, 6, 7 ring.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just
yes.
Yeah.
It's you read the webpage, and you're like, I'm tired.
Yeah. Just tired thinking about it. I'm exhausted even before we get there.
And then there's the costume ball Saturday night.
Yep.
And you realize I'm a boomer, so my bedtime's pretty early, right? Even though I'm retired and I'm not waking up at 3:30 in the morning, I'm still not an all-night guy anymore. But apparently, this is the time to be the all-night, because we do the costume ball, then let's go have a party after.
See, smart ideas. Smart ideas.
Just come on, and then get up and let's do it again.
That's right.
Yeah, and do it all over again. Yes. Yeah.
This is summer camp for adults and for haunters, and we can't wait to party with all of our friends. Jim, for you guys, of course, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but just to recap, make sure it's on people's lists. Your booth is 2952 to learn all about Chicago Haunt Builders. And if somebody is currently decorating their house in the Chicagoland region, and again, I know that's a loose definition, but whether that's, 500 miles from Chicago or whatever they want to consider, or they're curious, is there any cost for people to join into the Facebook group?
No, you just join and, we prefer you don't lurk, but we know some people do. And as long as you're getting something out of it, that's fine. But you just, I challenge you to find a better group of people.
Yeah, no, for real.
It's amazing just how nice everyone is, right?
Yes.
Which is, there's that other holiday that, my wife and I do decorate. And the difference between the two cultures and the two groups, it's just so amazing, right? Halloween, someone will post something in the Chicago Haunt Builders group and 53 people will, give suggestions and 17 will show up at the house to help, right?
Yeah.
And that other holiday, you post a question and you go, yeah, because they're not giving the secret, right?
Exactly.
Halloween, people love Halloween. People do Halloween because they have a love and a passion for the holiday itself, right? Unfortunately, for the other holiday, and understand that at that other holiday, we live inside a gingerbread house, right? So we go all out, right? So there's a full gingerbread facade and everything, but unfortunately, many people do that holiday so that they can have one more light bulb than everyone else. And it's a huge competition. So the Halloween community is just amazing because everyone just has a passion for the holiday. And that's why, my wife and I have gone to Midwest Haunters. I want to say 2008-ish was our first one.
Okay.
And it's always just been an amazing opportunity to just be with other people who are into it with you. And it's just such a great fun time where we've over the years met so many people and made some great friendships just at the show, right? It's just an awesome opportunity. It's not TransWorld. If you're coming thinking it's TransWorld, it's not TransWorld. It's not trying to be TransWorld. It's just it's a great combination of pro haunters, actors, and home haunters and enthusiasts, and everyone's just jamming to the theme of Halloween, and it's a great opportunity, and seeing
you're giving me chills, Jim. I'm getting all excited.
All the people.
Like, I wanna go.
Sorry, hold on. Apparently it's thundering here because I have a Great Dane crawling underneath my desk. She doesn't like thunder. It's awesome. It's just so much fun, right?
Yeah.
Just being, with other folks. So we've always loved Midwest Haunters.
Oh, love you, Jim. Perfectly said. I mean, got goosebumps.
Now you got me all excited and I don't know. I'm like a poodle.
Yes.
But the best part is you only have to wait like 24 hours.
Exactly.
Maybe 36.
I know. No, actually, I was talking to my husband tonight. He's like, when is our flight? I'm like,
tomorrow.
I believe we arrive by 9 a.m., which means we are leaving by 5:55 a.m.
Don't those flights always sound so much better when you're booking them a month or two out? You're like, 6 a.m. That's not bad. I'm usually up by that time and everything. And then like a day or two before, you're like, wait a minute, I have to get up at what time?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, that'll be me. That's okay though. I can't wait. Now I'm like in that mode of like, I'm very excited. Can't wait to make this happen. Like, can't wait to see all you guys so soon.
it's great. You're going to get great night's sleep at
Sure.
during the weekend, so you'll catch up on all your sleep. So it's not a bad thing to be coming in tired.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. Yeah,
Not at all.
I'm like, wait, which sleep do you get?
Well,
Yeah,
sleep
oh
when
my
you
gosh.
can, peeps, and friends, eat your Wheaties because
Take your
summer
vitamins.
camp is back in session starting this Thursday. We cannot wait. We're gonna get to see Nicole. We're gonna get to see Jim. We're gonna get to see the Chicago Haunt Builders and everybody else in our chat here. So excited to see all of you in probably less than 48 hours for most of you.
I know. It's going to be so soon, all the way around. But really important, everybody's going to be traveling.
Yep.
Please be careful, and stay tuned for social media updates, live updates. We're going to show you if you're not there, things that are happening from the show. We're going to bring all things wonderful to you over the next couple of days, and I just can't wait.
Oh, Nicole and I love to you may be there, but you may be in a different section of the floor. And then you'll just look at your phone and go, wait a second, where are they? I need to go over there right now because this is going on, or we got this going on the stage. Or exactly.
No,
So
it's my favorite. It's my favorite. And I can't wait. I love MHC. And, if you see us, make sure you say hi.
Please.
There are times where we're like zoned out and we're like, oh, hey. Because, there's just so much happening and we love all of you. And can't wait to see you in literally just a few hours.
Now, Nicole, big question that happened at the beginning of the show. Now that you're here, we can answer it together. Rumor has it that their favorite friends, Nicole and Chris from TransWorld Live, will be helping to kick off that opening ceremony again on Saturday morning. Can you confirm or deny?
I believe that I can confirm we will be there, and we are super excited. It's one of my favorite things that happen. I can't wait. Oh my gosh. Like you said, summer camp. I feel like I just let's
do this.
Let's do it. Let's stay up all night, guys, and tell each other those stories.
Jim, thank you. Thanks to the Chicago Haunt Builders. Can't wait to see you guys in just a few days. Guys, anything else you want to say before we see each other?
No, that's really it. It's the opportunity to see everyone, right? That's the highlight of it, right?
Well,
and just thank you for the opportunity for us to play Halloween in June, right?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, incredible. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you all for welcoming me, even though I was a little late here on joining the party. But stay tuned because there is so much more. And if you are on the road, please make sure that you are driving safely, especially to our good friends, Shannon and Alan, who are on their way. And they are watching some great programming, if I do say so.
That's right.
I know. I just adore them. And I cannot wait for a big, huge Shannon hug in just a few
Oh, my
hours.
gosh.
I know.
It doesn't feel like home without it. So
I know. So if you're not going to be joining us, or if you are joining us at MHC and you want to tune in and make sure that you saw it all, did it all, heard all about it, make sure to join us next Tuesday right here, June 11th, 7 p.m. for the aftermath that is the wonderful, amazing MHC 2024.
we love it. We love it. Of course, we'll see you in person. And as we close out today, we want to give a huge credit to our premier show sponsor for TransWorld Live. We, of course, are talking about Haunt Pay. So please join us in this ad, and we will see you in just a few short hours.
See you soon.
Thanks for watching.
Bye, guys.
Anything you need, Haunt Pay's here for you. Established in 2013, we're gonna keep on chugging.